Well, let's move on to other stories now. Justice Minister Ronald Lamola has acceded to the NPA's request that a joint hearing be conducted into the Life Esidimeni deaths. He's requested the judge president to designate a judge to preside over that inquest. It's been 4 years since 144 psychiatric patients died after being moved to ill-equipped and underfunded NGOs in Gauteng. Well, the National Prosecuting Authority spokesperson Phindi Mjonondwane joins me now on the line. A very good evening to you, Phindi. Are you with us on the line?
Greetings, Griselda, and greetings to the viewers at home.
Thank you very much indeed for joining us, Phindi. So the inquest, of course, is to determine the circumstances that led to the deaths of the Esidimeni patients. That will finally get underway. Do we know how long it will take the judge president to appoint a judge that will preside over the inquiry?
Griselda, as we have stated in our statement that was released earlier today, that we are awaiting further guidance from the Office of the Judge President in relation to who he has appointed to preside over the joint inquest, how long it will take, and when it will be held.
Let's go back again, Phindi. It was in September, I think, last year when the National Prosecuting Authority said there wasn't sufficient evidence to bring charges against anyone in the matter. What was lacking then when that decision was made?
Indeed, you are correct. It was on the 3rd of September when that decision was made. And what was lacking forms part of the investigations, and we can therefore not make such information public at this stage.
All right, but you did say that it could not determine causation of death. That's what you said then.
We said that with the information that we have at our disposal currently, we don't have enough information, and therefore we are unable to say that we have a prima facie case against anyone at this stage.
All right. So how will this inquiry then work to assist in holding some of those responsible for the deaths to account?
Remember that the inquest is governed by the Inquest Act 58 of 1959. It is normally held in cases that relate to a natural death or where the circumstances of death of a person are not clear. So the inquest findings should be able to assist us in terms of bringing the truth to the fore in relation to 4 things: the date of death, the likely cause of death, whether death was caused by an act intentionally or negligently on the part of anyone, which amounts to an offense. So it will help us in terms of determining whether or not there is anyone that can be held accountable for the death. So this is what we hope to achieve as the NPA from the inquest hearing.
And that was exactly my next question, Phindi. Does this then mean that after the inquest is complete, charges could possibly be brought against former top Gauteng health officials, including the former MEC Dani Mahlangu, who's at the center of the scandal?
Well, the NPA cannot preempt what the inquiry will uncover. Let's allow the process to unfold, allow the presiding officer to do their work and reach a finding. Once that is concluded, the NPA will be in a position to inform the affected family and society as a whole as to how this issue will be dealt with.
But it doesn't rule out the possibility, though, that once the inquest itself is complete, there could be charges that could be laid against particular individuals.
Well, let me answer your question this way, Griselda, is that if the inquest court determines that someone is responsible for the death of the deceased, as I've said, either intentionally or negligently, it will refer the matter to the NPA to consider relevant charges. So a final decision whether to prosecute anyone will be made after the conclusion of the formal inquest, taking, of course, into consideration the findings of the presiding judge.
All right. Thank you very much indeed for your time. That was the NPA spokesperson, Phindi Mjonondwane, who was joining us there on the line. Of course, that inquest into the deaths of those 144 Esidimeni patients, of course, to get underway. First, a judge needs to be appointed by the judge president to preside over that inquest. Not sure at this stage when it will begin and for what duration. Let's go get all the latest sport now.